So let's move to the next, that is the planning question. You have to first understand the question very well, then you have to move forward. Okay, so let's try to decode it first. What they are telling us: a student investigate the relationship between the diameter and the resistance of the wire. So this is the theme of the experiment. He is investigating what the diameter and the resistance of the wire, and this is the apparatus that you have. Other apparatus normally found in the laboratory are also available. Plan an experiment to investigate the relation between how the diameter of wire changes affects the resistance. Okay, so what you are changing, this thing, you have to choose it yourself. So this thing is basically the independent variable. The variable that you are taking by your choice is independent variable. This thing, the resistance, it will be changed because you are changing the diameter. So this is dependent variable. It's depending on the diameter. Okay. So resistance are, you have the formula in this that you have to use. You do not need to write down the precautions. These are the points that you have to cover: one, two, three, 4, 5 points. Okay. Excuse me. So let's start with the question. We'll start with answering the question. First, you have to draw the diagram. So what you need to measure in this diagram, you have to change the diameter, and the diameter will affect the resistance, and you have to calculate the resistance by this formula: R is equals to V over I. So this is made by the voltmeter. So you need 1 meter of voltmeter, reading of voltmeter. You need reading of ammeter. Okay. This formula is also showing what will come in the table as well. Okay, so you have to draw the circuit diagram. So first, let's start with, um, we have power supply. So let's draw the power supply here. This is the power supply. Okay, you can draw the battery as well, and this power supply should have some ammeters installed in series, and there you have to place the wire. Okay, then this is the circuit. Voltmeter you also have to attach, so you can attach the voltmeter in parallel with the wire. Okay, so you have to label this thing. This is wire, this is power supply, this is voltmeter. This is a standard symbol of voltmeter. You don't have to mention it, but you can do if you want to. This is the ammeter. Okay, so this is the circuit diagram. We are done with the first thing. Second, explain how to do the investigation. Okay, now this is interesting. What you have to do, you can make the heading investigation. Let's solve it down there where the place is. It's for investigation. Okay, I'm making the heading properly. What we can do, first you have to measure the diameter because that was the independent variable. Okay, so what you use, we use micrometer screw to measure to measure the diameter of first wire, because we are going to take multiple wires, right? Okay, when you are measuring the diameter, you have to keep in mind, you have to repeat your readings. Okay, that is for the additional marks that is in this question. So what you will mention, take 3 readings, at least 3 readings at different points, at different positions, because it's not mandatory that the diameter of the wire is uniform, positions along the wire and calculate average diameter. This thing will give you additional mark. Okay, this is additional marks coverage here. Okay, then what you have to do, you have to write down, set up the apparatus of the circuit as shown. So you can say set up the circuit as shown above. Okay, we have missed one thing in the circuit. There should be a switch here. Okay, so I can, this is a switch. Okay, so set up the circuit as shown above and close the switch and record reading of voltmeter and ammeter. You get 2 meter. Okay, now in the next step, what they're asking, we have covered point 2. Okay, in third state, one key variable to keep constant. Now what you have to do, you have to repeat this thing with the different wire. You don't have to write on all of the things. You can simply say, for the third point, repeat the process. Which process? The above process. Okay, repeat the above process with, with wire of different diameter while keeping length same, length and material same. So this is what you are keeping constant. This will give you another 1 mark. Okay, so let's go back to what they're asking. The fourth part, what they're asking, you have to draw the table now. Okay, so you first, you have to write down, do this thing for, do this for multiple, do this thing for at least 6 wires. Okay, or do this for 6 wire, you can say. Okay, now you have to draw the table. When you draw the table, you have to look, first thing that will come, that is the dependent variable, that was diameter d, and its units are millimeter. And draw the table properly with the scale, straight line, as neat as possible. Okay, so it give the presentable look. Okay, so this is the diameter. Then the next thing is, you're taking the reading of voltage and the current. So you can say voltage v slash v. Okay, another column will come for the current. So current is I slash A. You have to write on the units as well, okay, in which you are measuring. Then you will get the marks. And last, you have measured the resistance. Symbol is R, units are ohms. So there you got the mark for the table. The last thing they're asking, the 5. We're done with third and fourth. Fifth, explain how to use your result to reach the conclusion. So what you can say, this almost fixed to each and every question, that plot a graph of resistance are on the y-axis against diameter d on x-axis to analyze their relationship. Okay, on x-axis there comes an independent variable, on y-axis there comes a dependent variable. That's it, you are done with the paper.